Gabe.
And Babe.
And we're here for another couch conversation.
Yay!
Now, this one is...
No. See how she said no.
How did I say it?
Like no.
Now, well, that's because I have a Jolly Rancher in my mouth, which I probably should not have started while I was eating a piece of candy, but anyway, is that funny to you?
Sorry.
This couch conversation is really going to be all over the place because we don't really have like any big topics,
subjects. Yeah,
big
exactly.
subjects. I mean, I don't know. We've got a lot of questions, but they're all over the place. Like they're all random. They don't just kind of come together. So, yeah. Has parenthood changed you? What do you like about it? And is it everything you dreamed it would be? That's a good one.
It's a real good one. You want me to start?
Sure.
Okay, so parenthood, how has it changed me? I think that it's helped me to realize, look at myself more of how, I want to be an example. Because I'm not trying to be an example for Gabrielle. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I want to be a good example for our family.
Yeah.
So it's even more important now that we got Chad, because I have a little mini-me that I want to, I want him to look up to me when he gets older and be like, man, this is my dad. I can be proud to say that. So that's how it's changed me. I'm more conscious of what I need to be doing, as a man, as a father, and as a husband, So I think that's how it's changed me at least.
No, I think that there's a little bit of that with me as well. It just kind of makes you think about what is my child going to think about me, because I know how I look at my parents and how I admire my mother and how I've always, strived to be a woman that's like her. And of course, he can't strive to be, a woman like me.
He's not going to strive to be a woman like her.
But he can strive to want a spouse that shows, some of the same characteristics as his mother, and not overboard. But you know what I'm saying? It just makes you think of how you're representing yourself and how how your child is going to actually see you.
Well, I think that to add what she's saying, for Chad, I want him to look at you and be like, and I'm going to tell him as he's growing up, you can find when you get older, you can find a woman that is smart like your mom, that's, beautiful like your mom, that's talented. Talented like your mom. Yeah. And, has a, just a dorky, funny personality,
Not very many people know that part.
Yeah, they don't, exactly. I mean, you've seen it a little bit, I guess, but that's the example that you're trying to set. So you can, that's definitely important, because if you're,
and she doesn't have to look like mom.
No.
We will never force that on,
exactly. That's,
whoever he wants to bring home, we're completely okay with that.
Doesn't matter.
So,
so as long as he's happy, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else though. I think it's definitely made me more patient. I am not a patient person at all.
Yeah.
And
I would definitely agree with
patience definitely comes with having a child.
Oh yeah, patience is.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can say, she can tell me, babe, stop. Or I can say, Gabe, stop. And we get it.
Yeah.
But with him, he doesn't necessarily get it all the time yet.
He
so
doesn't get it.
if you smile, and then he'll smile at you, and then
or
you want to smile.
Or he's just being funny.
Yeah, that too. But he smiles at you, and it takes everything in your body not to smile back, because he's
trying to teach you.
Trying to teach him that it's not funny. So you gotta look away and not laugh, because he's making you laugh.
Definitely gives you patience. Is it everything you dreamed it would be? Is it everything I dreamed it would be? Everything and more. I could have never ever dreamed what it would feel like to have a son. Honestly, I never even dreamed of having a son. I didn't want one.
Yeah.
Boys, no thank you. And now it's oh my gosh, I love this little boy so much. It's ridiculous. There's no way to ever prepare someone to become a parent. You know how people say, oh, well, you'll know once you have a child. And they'll be like, you have to be able to put it into words some kind of way, but sometimes you can't. You really can't. Is it everything that you thought? What did you think?
It is. You absolutely. I love kids. You guys know that I love kids. Kids have always liked me. So for me, you know, I was like, well, you know, it'll be cool because I'll have my own little kid, you know. But I, you know, you're trying to put it in thinking, well, this is how it's going to be. But it is unbelievable to be able to, you know, come home and, you know, he does his own, hey, you know, and this smile, you know, he just lights up your world. It doesn't matter what is going on. But yeah, it's, I mean, everything and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of family, the next question kind of ties into that. How do you balance family, life, marriage, and personal time? I'm still working on that, honestly. Like it is tough for me because I'm at home all the time. Like my work life is from home. My you know, my parenting life is from home. My relationship is at home. Like it's all right here. So I'm still working on trying to make time for myself to do other things. Like I think that's the best way to put it.
Well, yeah, for Gabrielle, she, you know, like she's used to working, you know, before we got married, she worked a job, you know, like a job, like, you know, like the normal go somewhere and work job, you know. And so now she's working, but she's working at home, you know, and then also taking care of Chad and, you know, in the house and, you know, being an awesome wife. But yeah, I stress to her that, you know, I want her to get that time too. And it's, you know, for me on my side of it, it's, you know, hard for me to know exactly what to give her sometimes because I know she needs time, but
I have to want to take it.
She has to want to take it, but sometimes because she is so hands-on with Chad, which I love, but she's like used to just doing it, and she's like, well, what if he needs me, or, you know, and every time, you know, and she knows he'll be fine, but it's just that motherly love that cannot be replaced by anything. So that's a transition, you know, work in progress for her is forcing herself and me forcing her to go and take time for her. Yeah. And even if she's doing work, at least she's taking time
away from
by
the
herself.
House,
you know.
No distractions.
No distractions. She can, you know, exactly.
So the plan was once a week I would go. Well, we've started with 1 day a week just because I'm slow to start. I was only okay leaving 1 day out of the week, and when he got home from work, I would go to like Starbucks and get some work done, just uninterrupted work from the time he got home, you know, until I finished what I needed to do. And it actually turned out, it's been really, really good for me to go and have that time. Now, the past few weeks I haven't been able to do that, and I can tell in my mood, and I just feel like I constantly have something to do, like I'm not crossing things off of my list because I'm not taking that time to get it done. So I think it's very important, especially for stay-at-home moms, working-home moms, to have your time. You have to have your time, and if your spouse doesn't feel like you need your time, that's a conversation that needs to be revisited because it is so important. Like, and you know, I still, with personal life, I still, you know, have girl nights, or, you know, like I went out for Alicia's birthday, and so, you know, and you go and hang out with the guys.
Went out, we have date nights.
We have our time.
Friday date nights.
Yeah.
For me, you know, I, you know, go to a job, you know, 9 to 5, and so for me, that's why I chose to start working out in the morning, because I wanted to make sure that, you know, anybody that goes away from home to go work know how much you miss, especially when you've got a young child. You know how much you miss of just their day. You have to see everything in pictures. You have to see everything in, you know, videos, you know. So for me, I started doing workouts in the morning. That way, when I get home from work, I can help, or, you know, just hang out with Chad before he goes to bed. Because, you know, when I get home, he's going to bed a few hours later, and then it's our time to hang out, unless she's got some work to do or something like that. So that's been the balance for me, is trying to be as supportive and helpful as I can be, you know, for her, and still get, you know, the time that, you know, to do some of the goals that I want to get done too, because of my day is taken up at work, whereas her day is taken up taking care of Chad and trying to work. So it's, you know,
just different.
It's different.
You just have to figure out what works for you, and it's trial and error. One week might be fantastic, the next week might be crap. So
Yeah,
you just work on it.
But you just do it together.
Exactly. So
There's another question that somebody posted: working professional versus stay-at-home mom.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it would be a good tie-in.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I guess the question was, what were our thoughts?
Our thoughts, yeah. What are our thoughts on that?
Of that. Let's see. Now that I have a child and I've been able to stay at home with him, I love it. I absolutely love it, and I think that it's a blessing to be in a position where I can be at home with him. And there are my moments, and I do have my days where I wish I was going to an office because I feel like it would be easier. Like, well, I know I'd be able to get my work done and I wouldn't have any interruptions, and but then I think about all the time he would be spending at daycare and somebody else, just getting close to him when I could be getting close to him. So it's one of those things. I'm grateful that I can work from home as well, so I get a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that it's something that has to be discussed within a couple. Make sure that you're able to do it. Yeah. And if you're able to do it, sacrifice and stay home. Like I think it's awesome.
I think I don't think that I wouldn't want it any other way. If she said that like I said, if she wanted to go back to work after 6 weeks, when the normal, the 6 week break, when you have a baby, when you've got a full-time job, then I would have been supportive of that, because I want her to be happy as well with what she's doing in her life, because she's not only just a mother. She's also a highly educated person that has career goals and that, all that stuff too. So she has to be happy, in everything that she's doing, not just motherhood or being my wife. So it's
you just gotta weigh your options. There are pros and cons to each side. I mean, if we could sit here and go through pros and cons for each side, but I think it's a personal choice. I don't knock the women who go to work after 6 weeks. I don't knock the women who never go back to work after they have
commend
kids.
You both.
Do what you do. We're all mothers. We're all women, and we make it work. So, another part of that question, because I found it, what it actually says: housewife versus working professional. What are your thoughts? Something for me that's been a little difficult to, I guess, just, I don't know, come to grips with or whatever. I feel like sometimes being at home, I'm not a professional. Like you get, if you work a 9 to 5 and you go to an office and you're used to dressing business casual and you feel like you're handling business, you know what I'm saying? And when you stay at home and your hair's wrapped up all day and you're in pajamas most of the day, even if I'm working, I still kind of feel like a bum. So that's been kind of, one of those things, but I have to remind myself that I am still working. And even if I wasn't working, taking care of a child is work. You hear me? It is full time.
It's it is full time. With overtime.
Yeah.
Without the extra pay.
Exactly. So I just, I want to be honest with you guys. Yeah, I do have that struggle sometimes where I'm like, oh, I miss going to an office, or I miss having a lunch hour where I can go and have, do whatever, or I miss dressing up, and, so I think that it comes with the territory.
And then on top of it too, I think, you spend all that time in college.
Yeah, it's like...
You spend all the time working hard.
Sally Mae is calling my phone every other day, okay?
Yeah, so...
And it's like, I'm not using...
You feel like you're not
degrees that
using
I have,
it. But it doesn't... And I always try to talk her off the ledge,
He has to always talk me off
she's always right at the edge, just teetering, And I'm like, babe, you are young. You still can do anything with that degree that you want. And... so she knows it.
It's true.
It's just because she's not doing it right now, I can understand how that makes you feel like, man, I'm not using
not using my degree. There's people with no kids that sit around and not using their degree. So I'm sure a lot of people can identify with
that feeling, so.
Once Chad gets of school age, I'll be able to go back to work if I still have those, moments where I feel like, I need to get back in the office. It's there. Time is there. But I don't ever want to be in a position where I go back to work and then 2 or 3 years later I'm thinking like, man, if I could have just stayed at home with him and
Yeah,
had
'cause
that
you
time with him.
can't take it back.
I can't get it back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't get it back.
Whereas
so.
you can, whereas I think the other way, you can get work back.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get a career back, whereas you can't get the time you lost with your kids back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what.
I think that's
Yeah.
one thing that really helps when I think about, possibly going back into the workforce. It's like, I got time. He'll be at school age in no time. And then I'll have time to think about what I want to do then. So, you know. Okay.
True.
That's a lot for that question.
Last question. Kind of, again, random, but it's whatever. So the question is, are we totally comfortable with each other, or do we still hold back? Yes, exactly. So the question, or the answer, just a quick answer, is yes, we're totally comfortable, and
Oh, well, I was answering no, we don't
yeah,
hold back.
no, we don't hold back.
No, we don't hold back
Yeah.
anything.
No,
honey. There are no filters in the Raider household.
No,
okay?
but you know what? But that's what, and I think that that's why we have so much fun.
Yeah.
Because we are us 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Who you see is who we are off the camera.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that's how you need to be though. Like in a family unit, you guys need to be open
Free.
with each other
Be
and
free.
free. You know, like hey, if I have to belch, if I have a little gas, babe's all right.
exactly,
He's okay.
I just go
he
to another
does
room
the same thing.
and
Or
you know,
he sits right here.
Or
and
sit right here.
Makes the stank face.
I make the stank face. I mean, exactly, because it's
That's what it is.
it's life.
I could be using the restroom and he can come in and talk to me. Like that's how open we are.
Yeah.
And you know, to each its own.
To each its
Every
own,
relationship
but
is not like
no,
that.
we
but
don't hold back.
We don't hold back.
And yeah, we just have fun. We laugh at each
Let it
other.
all hang out.
We let it all hang out. So we laugh at each other. That's the big thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to know how to laugh at each other. You know, I mean, life can't be so serious that the person that you love and that you're with every day of your life and hope to be with for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
that you can't laugh at each other.
Right. I mean that's what happens when you're best friends too. You can't help but joke around with each other because that's how you are.
As our besties are.
Yeah. Besties for life.
Besties for life.
You're so
Let's try it. Let's be blood brothers.
no.
Which
Chad is our blood bondship. Chad Jr.
blood bondship.
Blood bondship.
Blood.
We can pinky. I don't know. Do you pinky swear? Well, I guess you don't pinky swear to be besties.
Whatever.
We're lame.
Be like remember on My Girl when they did the spit pack or whatever.
Oh yeah, we're not doing that. I can't stand you. He's so trifling. He didn't really spit.
Yeah, I didn't really spit.
I did get a couple of parts.
My bad.
But
My bad.
anyway, this is so random.
Random.
Hopefully this comes together good.
Yes.
More suggestions for couch conversations because
Yes.
honestly, a lot of them are just random questions like this, and I think we're running out. We really felt like we had a lot.
We
of
thought
options.
we had a lot more, but we covered. I think a lot of them tied together, so we
Yeah.
covered them together in questions. So I think it's really there's maybe a few more. Like I plan on doing some of my military stories. I do plan on doing that.
And Ask Babe.
The Ask Babe, but for me the military stories is
It's a touchy subject.
Touchy subject,
So
so
if you
it'll be
guys
something
don't
that-
ever see them, don't
Yeah.
take it personal.
Yeah.
It's a touchy subject.
It's a touchy
So,
subject, but I do want to give you some of my experiences, my good experiences that
Yeah.
I can tell you, and
but anyway, we are just rambling. Like
Rambling.
this has turned
the
into
random rambling couch conversation.
like really. We are still toying with the idea of doing like live, like Google Hangout type couch conversations. So maybe our next one will be a live one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll take a look at what you guys have to say in the comment section, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.